Hello, hello. I'm Joy Kushner. I help women get fit without extremes. And today I'm chatting with my client, Maria. Thank you so much, Maria, for chatting with us. Maria has been training with me a little over a year. Is that right?
That's right.
Months.
Yeah.
And I really am excited for you to share your story because you have a unique story in that you had lots of struggles before beginning with me as far as pregnancy and stuff like that. But then a common story, and that, I mean, your life is crazy, right? Like kids and life is crazy. And
Yes.
figured it out and you lost a ton of weight and you've had great success. So I'm really excited to chat with you. And I just want you to start by sharing, I guess, a little bit of your story and where you were before you contacted me, and what led to you contacting me, and then just sharing what happened, like what were the frustrations, and then what the process was like for anyone that's wondering.
Yeah. So in the beginning, like you said, with my pregnancies, I was struggling with infertility. So I was in a depression because of that. And then I had a couple hard pregnancies and some traumatic births, deliveries. And so I had a lot of PTSD associated with pregnancy and delivery. And then that just kind of kept going. And it was just a lot of stress and eating and not taking care of myself. And I knew I was gaining weight, but I didn't think I had gained as much as I had. I thought it was still, I don't know, kind of like disillusioned, and I wouldn't step on the scale anymore. And then I think it was just seeing pictures of myself, which finally did it, because I was like, there's no way I'm that big. Like, I don't see myself like that, until I saw photographs of myself with friends, out with friends. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that I look like that. So anyway, that was depressing. And so then I joined a gym, and I thought I could just do a lot of cardio and random machines, didn't know what I was doing. And I never lost any weight, and I was getting really frustrated, and I was just even more and more frustrated, just because I was putting in effort, because it's really hard to put in the effort when you have 3 kids at home. Any time that you have, you want to make it work, and you want to make it count. And so that was really hard for me, is because I was making an effort to work out, but nothing was happening. And so that was super frustrating. And sorry, I didn't think I would be so emotional over this. And actually, before I contacted you, there was another friend who was a health coach who I had talked with at length via phone, and her program is obviously way different than yours. And obviously I didn't go with her, but hers was, just buying, hundreds of dollars worth of prepackaged foods and things like that. And, I thought long and hard about it, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna just buy bars and shakes and whatever else they had. I need something that I can live with. I'm not gonna eat that stuff for the rest of my life. So luckily I found you, and thankfully I did.
I'm so glad you did. Yeah, because I remember when you called me and you were saying, I need the energy because I have 3 little kids under, I can't remember at that time how they were all under.
I have, so at that time I had 6-year-old twins. No, there were 5,
Okay.
because they were just turning 6, I think. And a 2-year-old.
So 3.
So 3 littles.
Yeah, and you were like, I need more energy. I need to lose the weight. Nothing's working. So I need to find something. I know you were saying like the fact that it's sustainable, like you're teaching something that's sustainable, that's really attractive. So I'm I don't think I remembered that you, or maybe I didn't know that you were
I don't
talking.
think I told you about that other gal that I talked to. And for me, like, you know this, if you give me a plan, I follow the plan typically. Like, if you say, 6 push-ups, I do 6, like, if you have me doing something, I follow it to a T. And so also what I worried about with that other plan was what happens if I run out of bars or something. Like, I'm just going to freak out that, I didn't pre-plan or something. And that's just, I knew that I would just find myself in a situation where I just didn't want to be reliant on prepackaged food.
That makes me even more proud of you now, because now that you've learned macros, and now, like we were just talking about 4th of July, like you didn't pack your food and take it with you for
Yeah.
the weekend, and you just ate, according to what what you've learned for your needs, your requirements, what you've learned the last year and a couple months for macros, and you stayed on track and maintained your weight. So that makes me even more proud of you because
Yeah.
you want things very specific, and you used to be all or nothing. So you've come a long ways from there.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the turning points for me is having that first conversation with you when you called it the Pop-Tart diet.
Mm.
And I was just like, what do you mean by the Pop-Tart diet? And you're like, you can literally eat Pop-Tarts. And it's not a diet, you know. And I'm like, you can eat Pop-Tarts? Like, what? I have a personal trainer telling me I can eat Pop-Tarts, which I don't eat Pop-Tarts. But I think with this plan, you just have to know what your Pop-Tart is. Like you just need to know like what foods that you really like that you don't want to give up. You don't have to give up.
Yeah.
And I didn't give
Right.
up my Pop-Tart, which aren't Pop-Tarts. They're it's mine are, I love Taco Bell. I don't go all the time, but I go occasionally, and that's what I like. I also like ranch dressing, and I will always order ranch dressing.
And you
But
put them in. Yeah, that's why we love macros. Yeah, and you can eat and you can fit your favorites in. And let's talk about how much weight you've lost.
I have lost just over 30 pounds. Yeah, I am 6 pounds away from my original goal. So I'm pretty excited about it. I
Yes.
didn't actually ever think I was going to get there. I just threw this number out, my wish list number.
That crazy number,
And what was that?
that crazy number that you want to get to someday,
Hmm. Yep.
and you're 6 pounds away.
Yeah. And I'll probably change it. Like once I get there, I'll probably move the goalpost and, you know,
Oh, yeah,
reach for another number too.
for sure. Yeah. And I can't wait to share your pictures someday, because they are amazing. If you let me, I hope you will someday, because they are
Yeah, I will. When
amazing.
I get to where I want to be.
Yeah, and show all the inches, because even the 30 pounds is amazing, but seeing the transformation as far as like putting on muscle and the number of inches that came off is so outstanding.
Well, and that's the other thing too, is I remember talking with you at the beginning. I typically, like the women in my family have kind of bigger legs, especially our calves. And so I was really worried about working with you and like my calves getting bigger. I didn't want them getting any bigger. And that's something I had mentioned to you, and you just worked out your plans, and my calves are actually smaller and they look awesome, and I love it. And actually, 1 month into your plan, I started getting compliments from people just after 1 month on my legs. I don't remember how much weight I had lost by then, but just to have, my friends comment, like I didn't even tell anybody that I was, that I had hired you or that I was trying to lose weight. And just to have people come out of the blue and just tell me that they noticed and that I was looking good after 1 month was great. And even now I'm still getting compliments, after a year later, people are still noticing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because you're changing every month still. It's
Yeah.
amazing. You're no longer plugging your macros into the MyFitnessPal. You're just being mindful, which is exactly where we want you to get to. And your workouts, well, for the most part, have been at home. Um,
Yeah, and that's the other great part too is, especially with the pandemic and not being able to go to the gym, especially with kids, because the gyms over here, you have to make a reservation to go in, and I have 3 small kids, and they can't come with me, and it's just not worth it for me to go to a gym right now, and I can do everything at home.
that's
So great.
Yeah, you've done such a great job. Oh, so awesome. Any words of advice that you would give to someone that is in your situation or where you were a year ago before, when you were so, I guess, tired and overwhelmed, but not sure what you should do, what you should look for as far as a weight loss program or coach, or, I mean, what route to take? Any words of wisdom?
Well, I wish I had found you earlier. That is number one, is that I definitely have a lot more energy because of you and your plan. And for anyone that was feeling the way I was feeling, um, it's just worth it to at least have that first initial talk with you, because every person is different. Everyone has different goals. But for me, you know, protein, I wasn't eating enough protein in my diet. And that's the other thing too is, I learned after working out, I should eat a high protein snack or something. And I tried the protein shakes, they don't work for me, and it's a no for me on protein shakes. But I found something else, I have like a yogurt, Icelandic yogurt or Greek yogurt, and that's like 16 to 18 grams of protein, and it's not disgusting. And you just have to find something that works for you, and that's what's great about the macros, is that you just have to hit a number. It doesn't really matter what you're, I mean, it does matter what you're eating, but you have the choice. You can choose what you're going to eat. And that was one thing for me. We were leaving to go on vacation for 4th of July, and my husband brought donuts for breakfast. I'm like, sweet, I'm going to have a donut. But I just knew that I couldn't have, as much fat or carbs later on, which
Mm,
was fine because I ate the donut and I feel good about it.
no guilt afterwards, right? Yeah,
Yeah. I'm like,
and fit it in. And you
yeah. So I definitely would recommend, if anyone is feeling at all like they just need a plan or someone, just to point them in the right direction, just to give you a call and just have that initial consult. And it's changed my life. My kids, I mean, I wasn't able to carry them up the stairs. I would run out of breath before getting up to the top of the stairs, and they noticed that too. Like, now I can just pick them up and run up the stairs with them, and they notice.
yeah,
So
yeah, your energy, your strength is so much different from the very beginning.
oh, and one other thing I really want to talk about is, so I had 2 C-sections, and my abs were non-existent. Like, I had no support, and they were very weak. And so that was one thing that I was really nervous about, starting this program, because I was overcompensating with my back, so my back was hurting, and I just was really, really scared about doing any ab work. And I talked with you about it, and you had me doing these specific ab workouts where I was just like, is this even doing anything? Like, I don't feel anything, but it worked. It's amazing. And thank you.
Well, thank you for listening. I know, because sometimes you're like, oh my word, this is a waste of time, but they truly are working. It's more about
Yeah.
breathing and strengthening those little muscles.
Yeah. And now, like, I don't know what you call them, those lifts on the stability ball.
Like the single leg ones or just
No, the where you lift up, you have your legs on the stability.
less? Yeah, you have those now.
I
Like,
can do those now. I can do those.
yes, I know. Yeah, that's major because that's an advanced move.
Yeah,
Done that.
I cannot believe it. I remember the first time you had me doing that, I tried to do one and I couldn't do it. And I was like, there's no way I mean, obviously I can't do it as great as you can, but I'm going to someday. But I can do them now, you know, I can do 12 in a row, you know, and it's just amazing how far I've come, especially with abs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, not just the strength of your abs, but when you look at the pictures, I mean, obviously, you're a different body,
Yeah.
totally different body. You've shrunk. And
I need to go shopping. I don't have small enough clothes.
I get messages from you. I do your ring story today. Maria was just telling me that her rings are falling off because she's lost.
Yeah, I have had to hide my rings because I need to get them resized. I almost lost them in the garbage.
So I'm so glad you didn't.
I
Well,
know.
so much for sharing your story. I know that that will encourage ladies, especially mamas with littles who are overwhelmed and tired and who have had C-sections and difficult pregnancies and that are just tired and wondering where to go or what they should try. I know that will encourage them that they can take the next step and that there is hope and they can get stronger and feel better and get their energy back again. So thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for helping me.
My pleasure. And I can't wait to see where you go from here.
Me too. Thanks.